All right, and we are back on the Mark Hoke show, and I got to tell you, what a week it's been for this show. But this is going to cap it off right now, as we have, well, two of the greatest superstars in pro wrestling history, and they are, of course, the current and four-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, and they've won a few other championships along the way too. And let's bring them in here right now. They don't really need an introduction. Matt and Jeff Hardy, what's up, fellas?
What's going
What's up?
on? How are you, Mark? You good?
I'm
You
good.
know,
I'm good.
if you want to throw out an introduction, man, I mean, we're both very humble individuals. We would never say this on our own, but the word on the streets here in Nashville, at least, is that we're the goats, which apparently the kids say stands for the greatest of all time. So I don't know. Maybe we're just the goats. I don't know. You can introduce us as that if you want to. We would never say that because we're way too humble too.
Well, it's interesting that you brought that up because that was something I wanted to ask you guys about. Is you two do have a legitimate claim to being the greatest tag team of all time in an industry that's been around for 125 years.
Yeah.
Do you guys
It,
sit around and think about that at all? That you have achieved so much that people say you are the best to ever do this?
No, in reality, not really. I think it's a nice catchphrase that does it, but I think we're just two guys who are very passionate about this, and we're very proud we're able to do it, especially this deep in the game, and we just enjoy it. We're very passionate about it. It is very cool to get that compliment, and we do honestly get that quite a bit. So it is cool, and it is quite an honor. I don't think it is something that. Uh, Rattles around our brains as much now as maybe it would if we were all said and done and we're finished, because then people would probably give us our flowers a little more if we weren't here anymore.
Yeah, it's and I can tell you, you have fans out there that believe it wholeheartedly. All your diehardies, they're crazy, man.
Yeah,
They're crazy.
already do. They're
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
I mean, we did send the Dudleys home. You know, they were making a claim to be the goats, and we did send those guys home and retired them, man.
Yeah. They're a
Man, I'll
great.
tell you, everybody's getting retired lately. What's going on?
Mark, we're the Gunther of the tag team division.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're evidently going to make it to 2033. Like,
We're gonna keep retiring tag teams. We might
Well,
get the
you're
headbangers here if it's their last year.
well, you guys are having some trouble with a few tag teams in TNA right now. As you know, last night you got some issues with the system. You got the Righteous. We've got coming up at the pay per view next week. The Order Four guys. Man, tag team situations heating up for you. It's going to be hard to hold those titles, boys.
I mean, it really is. And the Righteous, they volunteered us for this match. They went to Daria and wanted this match with us. They keep saying over and over, we don't want to fight. We want to be friends. We don't want to fight. We want to be friends. We want to have an alliance. Or as Jeff says, they want to have a faction. They want to be a faction with us. Jeff said he thinks they're trying to move in and join us and be freaky team extreme.
Well, I think you guys just better be careful with those guys. They're a little crazy,
Yes.
just a tad.
They
Well,
they're a little cultish.
that's a good way to put it. Jeff, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you something that came up in a topic of discussion a few weeks ago about ring safety. And William Regal made comments about how guys aren't taking care of themselves, and all the head and neck injuries and some of the spots. I mean, dude, you're the ultimate daredevil in this industry. How did you feel about what he said? And would you take back some of the stuff you did? I mean, what effect has it had on you as your career has gone on, doing all the crazy stuff that you've done in the ring?
oh, I don't know like exactly what he said, but no, I'm proud of everything I've ever done, and it's the strangest thing. Like when I hurt my neck, I'm dealing with two bulging discs on the left side of my neck, and it happened at the end of our match with Dark State when we lost the NXT titles. Is it rang my bell, that finisher they did to me, and that's when the injury happened. But no, and it looked like it was fine. It looked like I landed perfectly flat, but it hurt and really like messed me up. So I've been stressed about this neck injury, and it's definitely better. And I just started taking some peptides 2 days ago, so hopefully that's going to help. But no, I don't regret or take back anything I've ever done.
to Jeff, to give you the cliff notes of what William Regal said, he said that he would recommend all young talent, even if you feel young and invincible, don't land specifically on your head, like high on your neck or on your head. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree with
And
that.
and,
Yeah,
and I was gonna say, people said like, but your brother's Jeff Hardy, because I said I do. I agreed with him. I said, yeah, but Jeff has never like intentionally tried to land on his head over and
yeah,
over just to make a
never.
bum look crazy. I mean, he's always done stuff to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
for sure.
guys
So I
think?
totally agree with that.
Do you guys think guys take too many chances in the ring today, or is it just up to the person?
I think anytime you're trying to take a bump where you're gonna land super high on your shoulders or possibly on your head and neck, I think that's a bump that's not worth taking because at the end of the day, this is sports entertainment and we do control what we're doing. And I think there are times where you can take calculated risk, but like dude, it takes so little to be paralyzed. We were there when Draws got paralyzed. I've seen people have these serious injuries and just breaking your neck and trying to, sever your spinal cord is just something I would not play with. It is just something that's not worth it. I'm glad chair shots to the head, ended up going away
Oh, it had to.
because that's one of those things like when we first came into the business, like if you didn't do them, they would call you weak and you would be ridiculed and whatnot, and so we did for the longest time. But I'm glad that is something that has changed. The culture of the business has gotten a lot better. And just because people feel like they can take these bumps, even if they're talented, I just don't think they're worth the risk.
Yeah, and it's freaky for me. A lot of the younger guys too, you'll see them spike themselves. I think they call it a lot of times with like really like land directly on their heads. But a great example of I saw this recently too. It was Mark Briscoe wrestling. I'm not sure what the guy's name is in the mask, but it was a crazy double arm like power driver deal. But he like nipped up out of it. Did you see that
I did
clip?
see that, yes.
It was a crazy counter, and oh my God, it was like superhuman the way he did that. But I was just blown away, and that freaks me out, man, completely. So I just, yeah, I'm not for the spiking directly to your head type of deal.
And of course, we are on with Matt and Jeff Hardy, the legends themselves, joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. And by the way, they're going to be in Nashville the 13th and 14th. Of course, we've got that big pay per view coming up on February 13th. TNA No Surrender, which should be a lot of fun. They're going to be headed to Atlanta on March 5th and 6th, New Orleans, March 27th and 28th. And you guys are going to be also at the Nashville Celebrity Comic Con this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why we just changed hotels actually, and we're in our Comic-Con hotel now. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. There's a great lineup there, and if you want to come meet and greet the Hardy Boys, this is your great opportunity in Nashville. So we will be here, and we'll be there on Saturday and Sunday, and then Saturday night we're also doing a Hardy party. We're throwing the biggest Hardy party of 2026 thus far, where I'm
Oh,
going to
there
be
you go.
doing an hour stage show of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy telling wrestling stories, just having a great time, shooting the breeze. And then Jeff is doing an hour long concert with his actual full band, which rarely happens. So
yeah.
it's going to be an event you don't want to miss, and it's going to be at John Daly's in Nashville, which is a real cool venue.
Yeah, Peroxide Gin is coming back together, man. It's gonna be super. I'm nervous and totally scared, but I think I've got all the lyrics down. I've been listening to the songs like crazy, but it's gonna be super cool to be with my full band in Nashville, man, at this huge Hardy party. So I'm super nervous and excited, man, to be great.
Does it still amaze you how many people love you guys? I mean, you always get the huge lines at the conventions. People pack these events that you do. How much fun is it to still see that after all this time?
I mean, it really is flattering more than anything else. I mean, I feel like we have tried our hardest to be so good to our fans, and I think we've built a lot of equity with our fan base, the diehardies over the years. And it's just great, man. They continue to support us, and we're both very aware, like without them, there would be no us.
Well, one thing that you added to the wrestling genre is the cinematic match. And I remember when you did the first one and you guys just absolutely knocked it out of the park, and everybody's like, that was awesome. I mean, you have contributed so much to the industry, including that. I mean, the innovations in the ladder matches and the cinematic matches and just tag team wrestling in general. But the cinematic match, I,
Right.
I'm just curious how did you come up with the idea? And I know we're going to see another one coming up soon, I would imagine.
Yes, what a better place. There couldn't be a better place than AMC to actually have a cinematic match. The cinematic match actually stemmed from very similar to almost how the TLC match did, because we knew Jeff and I, we had matches on the Indies, ladder matches where he would be Will o' the Wisp and I would be Matt Hardy, Surge, and we could thrive in these. We knew if we could get Edge and Christian in an environment where we had a ladder match involved, that we could tell a story in a whole different way and we could make it super exciting because all of us could take these real unique bumps and do a lot of cool things that have never been done before. So the whole ladder match and table match and TLC matches ultimately were us trying to step out of our comfort zone and tell stories in a different way, using these inanimate objects. And that same thing happened with the cinematic match. I was doing Broken Matt Hardy, and I'm just like, what if we just like fought all over our compound? Kind of, we did that as kids and made home videos. I said, what if that was just the entire Hardy compound was the battlefield, and we just told a story in a different way, and we put like these cinematic elements into it, tried to make it serious at times, try to make it funny at times, trying to just make it overall very entertaining. And lo and behold, it worked. And it was a different way of telling stories.
Matt started this thing called the Hardy Show years ago, and I think we had two like brother versus brother fights, and that is kind of where it all kind of started too. I think the idea of a fight around our property, because we fought all over the place, man. I think we even fought into Cameron, the actual town, and we did that in one of the deletion matches too. We were at the railroad tracks. I remember a train came by. It was just perfect timing. But yeah, I really enjoy those matches, and the thought of being in the very first one on AMC is crazy exciting.
What did your wife say when you had the idea, Matt? I'm just curious. Did you guys just go run and say, honey, hey, look, hey, we got this great idea. We're going to have a huge wrestling match at the house. I couldn't
Uh,
believe
I don't know if she was so crazy about it in the beginning. And still now, I've noticed I get hit with a big bill. I was like, oh well, yeah, we're gonna do a cinematic match. She said, oh my God, I have to call like the landscaping people. They have to clean up the property. It has to be pristine. And then I get hit with a $1,500 bill, before we have that before we have the match and fight on the property. But no, it was great because she was part of it and she was really into that thing. And our youngest son, I mean, he looks back and watches some of that now, and he thinks it's just so adorable that he was involved in that as King Maxwell. He's
Yeah.
10 and a half years old now. So
My
it,
God, that's
it,
crazy.
it
It's
is
been that
crazy.
long.
It is one of those things that it's just like we struck and did the cinematic match at the exact right time, and we had the exact right characters. I was doing Broken Man, and Jeff was so committed as Brother Nero, and it just worked, man. And it kind of it got TNA on track to be sold, as it was kind of having a lot of financial difficulties at that time, and then it ended up being sold to the new current owners, which is Anthem Entertainment, right? So we did that, and then lo and behold, whenever the pandemic happened, like a lot of people had already had this roadmap laid out by them, by us, of doing these cinematic matches. So that was there too. So it's cool how we do get the credit for doing the modern day cinematic match.
Yeah, and of
It
course
was
being
super
on
cool
AMC.
seeing AJ and
Oh yeah.
the Undertaker that during the pandemic. That was so. Oh my God, I enjoyed that match so much. And Jeremy Borash was one of the brilliant minds behind it all as well. But you could definitely see like that's okay. We kind of started all this when they put that together, and it was just incredible for Taker's last match.
And all this fun stuff can happen on AMC now with
Yeah.
TNA Thursday Night Impact being on AMC, the huge contract set up with you guys and Anthem. And uh, this has to be so meaningful to all of you at TNA that the dream came true and you're back on a regular television channel that
Yeah, a
people can
major
just
network.
tune in every week and enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It is. I mean, it really feels like we've accomplished something. You know what I mean? And we're very proud of this, man. It's very validating. We worked really hard to try and build TNA up as much as we possibly could, and we both feel very validated.
And of course, you guys have been working with NXT and WWE as well. There are critics out there wondering if everything's going to work out in the end. But what has been the talent's opinion about what's happening with you guys working with WWE now?
I mean, it's been great on our side. I mean, it's definitely helped TNA. I think it has helped NXT as well. If you have an NXT person come to TNA, they feel like a bigger star. If you have a TNA person go to NXT, they feel like a bigger star. So I think it's been great, and it's cool because it is two different companies that have different owners and they have different mindsets and different booking ideas and whatnot. So they are rival promotions. So it feels very real and it's nice. It's not you don't get that feeling of like when we bought WCW and then Vince said, "Oh, damn it, make every match a WWE versus WCW match." That felt very forced and very not genuine, So it's nice that this partnership's going. Everybody's been super happy with it. They're very proud of us for, getting this AMC deal, and they've been great partners to work with WWE.
Absolutely. Well, we're very excited about it. But one thing, while we're on the subject of WWE, one of my favorite moments for you guys was WrestleMania 33 when you were on the Expedition of Gold and then ended up coming out and winning the
Yeah.
tag titles that night and just blew the place up. I still watch that clip all the time. I just love it. Are we going to see you guys at WrestleMania at
Yeah,
some
it's still
point?
blowing
I
my
mean,
mind how
look, it's
Matt
Vegas,
had this
man.
idea about. Yeah, man, who knows? When I think about that, I'm going, oh my God, is there a possibility for something like that to happen again? Something because that was such a great, it's probably my number one most cherished moment in our careers. Because there was a point in my second run at TNA, I kind of felt like I would never go back to WWE, and just that Expedition of Gold, I still question like how in the world did that happen? When Matt started, he said, "Yeah, we're just going to go around all the Indies and win all these championships, man." And for it to end back in the WWE, winning the World Tag Team Championships was just so mind blowing.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. So maybe we'll get to see you here in Vegas. Are you guys, do you have plans to come out anyway, no matter what?
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll be out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're already booked at WrestleCon, and that we've had some real interesting talks with WWE. So it's gonna be an interesting WrestleMania, no doubt.
Fair enough. Well, guys, we're very excited here on the Mark Hoke Show and in 101 and 5K Dawn to have you join me. Incredibly honored. Just two of the best to ever do it, and so many people love you guys. And it's going to be a lot of fun. When you get to Vegas, I'm sure your WrestleCon line's going to be super long, and maybe Coach Rosie and I can work on having a drink with you.
Sounds good, man. Yeah,
Sounds good.
sounds
Well,
good.
and we'll look forward to seeing you guys, of course, once again, TNA Wrestling in Nashville at the Pinnacle on the 13th and 14th, Georgia at the GICC Arena March 5th and 6th, New Orleans at the Lario Arena on March 27th and 28th. And you can go to TNAWrestling.com to get those tickets and watch them on AMC, guys, every week, Thursday Night Impact. Gentlemen,
That's it.
thank you. Thank you.